Hey guys, I'm Dimension Jump, and today I'll be doing my top 5 games that could be released for the Switch 2. Now, a few weeks ago, the Switch 2. We basically got a teaser for the Switch 2, and there's going to be a big direct thing happening in April, I believe, with a taster thing or hands on event happening like a week or so after. And and from what we've seen, we've only seen one game, and there's like 5 to 10 seconds of that being Mario Kart 9. And I thought, because of what we've seen so far and the new stuff we're going to be seeing in the direct, this is just a video just talking about some games that could potentially be on the Switch too, maybe. And yeah, and I'm thinking with these games, they're either going to be released within the first few months of the Switch to a few years, like a year and a half or so into its life cycle. So yeah. So for number 5 is a new Smash Bros. Game. Now, with this, I think it's probably possible, maybe. I think this is one of those games like when you look at like the Smash Bros. Series as a whole, that each game has brought something new to the table. So the first Smash game, it was the first one. You have like all these different Nintendo characters. You've got Melee, it upped the amount of characters. Brawl, it was Brawl. It had a storyline, that sort of thing. With the Wii U and 3DS version, they sucked, and not as sucked as like they were fine, but like when you compare it to like the other series, the other games, it's the worst. And with Ultimate, you had every single character from every single game, along with new characters in one. So I think with the new Smash, if they do announce it, I think they try to up what they did from the previous game, because having every single character in one game is awesome. I think it's so out there, and you don't really think about it. When you think of like if you told someone from like who played the first Smash Bros. Game when it first released that every single character is going to be in one game in the series. So yeah, I think with this new Smash game, they're going to do something really cool and try and up the ante from the previous game. So yeah, and I don't think they're going to be doing every single character again. Maybe if they might do, but I feel like with Smash Ultimate, its own thing. It was special, and I think with the new Smash Bros. Game, it's just they're probably going to just bring in some new characters and some old characters, that sort of thing, but not to the extent of Smash Ultimate. So yeah, for number 4 are ports of The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD. Now with this, I feel like it's a huge possibility, because we've had pretty much a lot of, well, in terms of remakes or ports or HD versions, we've had like the Skyward Sword HD treatment for it, and for the Switch, and yeah, and Skyward Sword was the last 3D Zelda game, or modern 3D Zelda game, to get an HD remake. So I feel like it's now possible with the Switch 2 to have both the Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD versions being ported over to the Switch 2. And I feel like there's probably a huge possibility, because the Switch, no, not the Switch, the Wii U didn't sell that much. And it's not, in regards to the other consoles Nintendo has released, it's not the best. It's just the Wii with a gamepad. And I think a lot of people will have missed out on this, the Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD games. So I feel like with the success of the Wii, not the Wii, the Switch, and when the Switch 2 comes out, there's a huge possibility for the both games to be released on the Switch 2, and for new players or of the Zelda series to experience those two games. So yeah, there's a huge possibility that those two games will be ported over to the Switch 2. So yeah. For number 3 is Luigi's Mansion 4. Now, I've played through Luigi's Mansion 3, and that's a whole lot of fun. I do enjoy the whole hotel system thing is going on, and I do like the different floors you can go through. Like you've got a movie floor, you've got the ground floor, which is like the start of the game. You've got like the greenhouse type room. I think there's also like a ballroom as well, and like a cafeteria and stuff like that. And we also recently, I think last year, I think around October time, got like an HD remake of Luigi's Mansion 2. So with that, I feel like there is a possibility for a Luigi's Mansion 4 maybe, because Luigi's Mansion 3 is a huge amount of fun, and I think there's going to be like, if there is going to be a new Luigi's Mansion game, there's probably going to be a new setting, obviously, and a story trying to like figure out how King Boo fits into all of this, because he's been in all three games and he comes back and he stuff like that. So in terms of the plot, Nintendo will have to try and find a way to bring back King Boo, or they could bring in a new villain or something like that. So yeah, for number 2 is other Nintendo libraries. Now we have had a few Nintendo libraries. So the Game Boy, the Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, the NES, the SNES, the 64, and I feel like with the Switch 2 and it being like a much more powerful version of the Switch, I think it could handle more games from other libraries from Nintendo's back catalogue. So stuff like the Wii or the Wii U or stuff like that. So yeah, and maybe like the DS libraries. So the first DS and then the 3DS possibly. So yeah, I would like to see more libraries and hopefully get to re-experience some of the old games that I remember playing. So like the Zelda DS games or any of the games that I played on the Wii or the Wii U. But yeah, I feel like this is another big possibility, and with the Switch 2 being a much more powerful, hopefully much more powerful console than the Switch, it could go down that way in terms of us seeing new libraries and new games, or old games from Nintendo's previous consoles. So yeah, and for number 1, it's a new 3D Mario game. Now, Mario games are fun. I think with Mario Wonder, which is the latest Mario game, that's a huge amount of fun. It's basically just reinvented the new Super Mario Bros. Formula in a sort of sense, because with the new Super Mario Bros. Games, for the first one, it kind of like brought new players like myself into the Mario series and experience what Mario was like in 2D. And then when it got stale around the Wii U game, you could kind of feel its aches and pains. And when Wonder came out, it was a whole lot of fun. And I think mainly because of the whole Wonder abilities and the elephant power-ups. So yeah, and I feel like there's a possibility we could get a new 3D Mario game. Maybe Odyssey 2, maybe another new 3D game. I'm not really 100% sure. I feel like if they were going to be making an Odyssey 2, they could be in production of making it, possibly, or just finishing it off. But I feel like it's been so long since Mario Odyssey was released that I feel like Nintendo would probably want to make a new 3D Mario game that's completely different. And yeah, and I'm not going to be counting Bowser's Fury in all of this, because it was like a sort of like it was part of a re-release port of new Mario 3D World. So yeah, I'm not going to be counting that in this because it's just an extra add-on. So yeah, so the last proper 3D game we had for Mario was Odyssey, which was released back in 2017. So about 7 or 8 years ago. So yeah, I do hope we get a new 3D Mario game and just seeing what it looks like. So yeah, so that's been my top 5 games that could be announced for the Switch 2. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and until the next video.